Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am Arif, your cloud learning journey partner. In today's video, we're gonna cover a very important topic, that is what is cloud computing. So today, I will try my best to help you to understand what is cloud computing, what are the different service model, what are the different deployment model. So a good question could be, is it really necessary to know all of these things? Because these things are like pretty basic. But the thing is that if you know the basic, then it will be easier for you to understand the advanced level of concepts. So after watching to this video, you will have a complete understanding about all the things that I mentioned before. So before I start the video, I just want to talk about myself. Well, I'm Arif. I do have more than 8 years of experience in cloud computing and cybersecurity. I hold multiple certification in AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and besides that, I also hold CISSP and CCSP certification. Well, this channel is all about cloud computing, cybersecurity, and IT career related tips. So if you are interested in this field, this channel is definitely for you. I'm gonna upload a tons of videos related to this topic. So please like and subscribe to my channel so that you can see my upcoming videos. So without further delay, let's dive in. So for today's video, for describing all the things that I mentioned, I'm gonna refer to a very specific document, that is this one, NIST 800-145, where they have very precisely explained what is the cloud computing, what are the characteristics, what are the different service model, what are the different deployment model of cloud computing. NIST is very popular. NIST stands for National Institute of Standard and Technology, and it's the standards and everything that it provides is pretty awesome. It's top notch. So it's very good document to look into. So here let me scroll down a little bit, and here we go. So the first we're gonna cover the definition of cloud computing. So whenever we're talking about cloud computing, if our system has these 5 characteristics, then we can call it a cloud computing. These 5 characteristics are this: number 1, on-demand self-service; number 2, broad network access; number 3, resource pooling; number 4, rapid elasticity; and 5, the last number, is measured service. So I'm going to explain each and every single one what it is. So on-demand self-service. So just think about it. Whenever we are deploying any resources under any public cloud platform like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, what we're doing, we are just provisioning the resources that is available to us. So it's a self-service. We're deploying our servers, we're deploying our databases. So we're just clicking few buttons, and here we go, and everything is there for us, and on-demand basis. So once you have a server, if you need more server, you can just add more. So it's more of a like on-demand basis. So that's the first characteristic of cloud computing, which is on-demand self-service. The second one is broad network access. So broad network access means like it can be accessible from any sort of environment, like as a mobile phone, tablets, laptops, workstation. You can access it from anywhere. So that's the definition. That's one of the characteristics of cloud computing. So if you want to call something as a cloud computing, then it should be accessible from anywhere. And the third number is very cool, that is the resource pooling. So what does it mean? Resource pooling means so in cloud computing, pretty much what happens whenever we're talking about the public cloud, they have provisioned all the resources for us. So in the back end, they have a big server room with a lot of server racks and stuff. And from there, we are pooling some resources from there. So all the resources are available there, and we're using the virtualization to separate those resources or allocate resources in a very small chunks. So here the resources are available for us and in a pool, and whenever we need some new resources, we are just provisioning it for us. So that's why resource pooling is one of the major characteristics of cloud computing. The number 4th characteristic is rapid elasticity. So just think about the traditional data center, okay? So your company has a traditional data center where you do have a limited number of CPU power and memory power, and if you're at your max, you can't grow, you can't handle more requests, and it's one-time investment. It's more of a like capex, but when we are talking about cloud computing environment, we do have the rapid elasticity. So suppose you have 3 servers right now which are handling the web application servers. We are acting like it, and if more requests are coming and it's reaching to the threshold, then new server can be allocated by using the auto scaling and load balancing. So here we are managing as a rapid elasticity model, and when the necessity is not needed anymore, we can scale down. So it is more of like elastic environment. So that's one of the major characteristics of cloud computing. The last one is a measured service. So measured service, without measuring the service, like how much resources we have used, it's very hard to come up with the billing. So for that, whenever you are provisioning a server under AWS, maybe an EC2 server, you know exactly how much resources you used and for how long. And against it, AWS sends you a billing report, and it's per hourly basis. So here you know like what you are actually paying for, what have you used. So measured service is one of the strongest pillar of cloud computing. So there we go, the essential characteristics of cloud computing. So after covering the characteristics of cloud computing, now let's talk about the service model of cloud computing. So whenever we are referring to service models of cloud computing, we are referring 3 different types of service model. The number one is software as a service. In short, we call it SaaS. Second one is platform as a service. We call it PaaS. And the last one is infrastructure as a service, IaaS. So here, software as a service. So whenever we're talking about software as a service, we are mainly talking about the web-based applications. For example, we can call it Gmail as a software as a service, a SaaS platform. Because here the consumer does not manage the or control the underlying infrastructure like the network, the servers, the operating system. We only get web-based UI where we can use that applications. So here, the end user or users has a very limited access, and everything in the backend is managed by a third party. All right, the second one is a platform as a service. So platform as a service is we can call it is a more of like a 50-50. 50% is managed by the user side, 50% from the cloud provider side. So here, if we want to give some example, we can call it AWS RDS, the relational database. It's a platform as a service, because here we can define what sort of database we need, and we can also define the instance type where the database is going to run, but all the things are managed in the backend. Also, the elastic beanstalk is also a managed service where we just provision our code there, but all the backend, like the server, the load balancer, the auto scaling group, all are taken care of by the cloud provider. And the last one, if we want to have full control over our environment, then we need to use this infrastructure as a service. So here we can deploy everything from scratch. Like for an example, if we want to create a EC2 server, we can define what sort of image it's going to run, what type of memory, what kind of vCPU, and how we can manage the security part, how we can connect to it, everything we can define it. So this is called more of like infrastructure as a service. So when you want to have a complete control over your application, then infrastructure as a service is the right service model for you. So after covering the service model, now let's talk about the deployment model. So in deployment models, there are 4 types of cloud. The number one is the private cloud, number 2 is community cloud, number 3 is the public cloud, and the last one is called hybrid cloud. So we really need to understand what are these clouds. So in private cloud, what happens that only one organization uses the infrastructure. So it's mainly used by one organization, not multiple organizations. Because whenever we deploy something in AWS, it's more of like public cloud. Because public cloud, like more and more organizations can use it. But when we really want to use a dedicated one infrastructure for one organization, then it's a private cloud. So it can be owned, managed, and operated by the organization, a third party, or some combination of them. But the ultimate thing is that those resources will be used only for that particular organization purpose. The second one is a community cloud, which is an interesting one. So in community cloud, what happens is that the it's more of a like a specific community where their goal are same, they have the same mission, same security requirement policy. They can come all together and use this sort of community cloud. So it may be owned, managed by, operated by one or multiple organization in the community. So it's a more of a like a community organization who has the same sort of goals will be used this community cloud. All right, the third one, which is the most popular one, from my understanding, is the public cloud. Whenever we're talking about AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, we're talking about the public cloud. Why it is public cloud? Because in public cloud, they have the resources. It's more of like a business model for them. So they have created a data center, they have deployed different region and availability zones there. And as a consumer, as a user, we can allocate those resources on demand basis, and we will pay for the resources that we are using from them. So that's the definition of the public cloud. And the hybrid cloud, well, this is an interesting one. So it's a combination of a private cloud and a public cloud. A good question could be, why do we need this hybrid cloud if we already have private and public cloud? The answer is, suppose your organization has a very sensitive data that you are not quite confident, or you are not willing to share it on public cloud. You want to keep it in a private cloud so that it's more secure, but you also want to utilize the benefits of public cloud, like you can scale as much as you want, you can handle as many requests as you can. So there are a lot of benefits of public cloud. So what you can do, you can come to a middle ground where you can put your private data or sensitive data in a private cloud, and like some data that you are more confident to share or more confident to put in the public cloud, you can put it there to get benefit of the public cloud. So in this scenario, you are getting both of these clouds benefit. Congratulations guys for reaching this far of this video. Today we covered a very interesting topic, like the basics of cloud computing. We have gone through the 5 characteristics of cloud computing, the service model of cloud computing, the deployment model of cloud computing. So these concepts are very, very important to understand, because maybe in future in your job interviews, they want to know that if you know the basics, so they can ask you some basic questions of cloud computing, and it will also help you to understand like what you are doing, how things are happening in the back end. So it's very critical to understand. If you guys have any questions related to things that we covered today, please let me know in the comment section, and I'm gonna reply that for you. If you want me to cover any specific topic related to any IT solutions, like any cloud platform or any security related issues, please let me know under this comment section. I'll gonna cover that for you. Thank you so much guys for watching my videos. Our community is growing. We are becoming a very big team, a very big community where we'll help each other to become a better IT professional. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel so that you can see my upcoming videos. Well, that's all for today. Have a great and wonderful day.